I want to walk you through setting up sharing your map as a service on ArcGIS Online using your organizational account. So it's middle of week 3 and we've had the organizational account passwords out for a while now, so hopefully you have done due diligence and checked in and made sure that you can access that account because you will need that for this assignment. Your ArcGIS Online account from 151 will not work. That was a free account and not the organizational license. Okay, so I have a map. I've got a small amount of data here. It's in a geodatabase, file geodatabase. I have a feature data set up, and I have 3 feature classes, 1 city, 1 point for the city. I have a hospital, which actually is not showing up. Let me zoom to that, making sure that shows up on my map. Okay, so there it is. Okay, I'm going to zoom out here. Interesting. Okay, so I had to fix the extent there. So now I am, I have my hospital point, I've got some schools, I've labeled the city, Lebanon, and I have a base map on. And the reason I'm putting the base map on is to show you the problem that you will have when you try to serve this data with the base map. So we did this in class yesterday, and it was just a lovely bad demo of problems, but then again there was some problem solving that went along with that. So you need to sign in to your organizational account. There's 2 places you can do that. One is add data from ArcGIS Online and sign in here. The other is to sign in to ArcGIS Online. That's interesting. That's a different here we go, sign in right there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sign into the account. No bells and whistles show up, so you don't know if that's worked. The only way I can actually tell if that is working is that I see myself accepted there. And you may get a warning if it doesn't work. So I have the map the way I want it. Let's say you didn't look at this video first and you didn't turn off your base layer, and actually yesterday, well, we'll just see if it happens today, and if not, I'll tell you what happened. So I'm going to go up and choose share as, and I want to share it as a service. So I'm going to share it as a service here, and I'm going to, I've had, well, okay, I'm just getting ahead of myself. I'm going to go here. I want to collect or select your hosted Oregon Community College services because that's who you are associated with. And then the service name is the one that you need to provide to me so that I can find your streaming service. So I'm going to try this with my name, Songer. All right, and I'm going to copy that and spell my name correctly. Oh, spell it correctly this way. Okay. And I'm going to continue here. And so we're going to walk through the parameters. We're going to take the default here. Capabilities, you want to leave it at feature access. Tiled mapping uses a lot of credits, and we each have, I think, 50 credits to use this term. Credits get really expensive, so leave it at feature access. Capabilities of feature access. You only want people to be able to query at this point. If you wanted me to be able to create data on your service, you would choose create, or if you wanted me to edit and delete things, you would choose this, but we're just going to use query at this point. Item description. I would, this is what I didn't do in class, I would go ahead and fill this out. And I'm going to copy these in here because I had to do this several times yesterday. And I don't want to have to type it again. And access and anyone can access that, and credits would be where you get the data. So mine is from price, and I would, if I were doing this for real, I would fill in the whole data layer. For the lab that you're doing, you're digitizing, so you might put digitizing from base map layers and the LCOG 2010 imagery. So that was what you used. Okay, so I have that. Sharing, you want it to share to everyone public, and that also includes Oregon Community College. And I don't know if we should choose members of that group. Maybe we should. That would be a good thing to add on there. Okay, and then you're going to choose analysis. And this is where, if you've left the base map on, you should get a high error warning. Okay. We didn't set up feature templates. This is not necessary, so you can ignore medium and low level warnings. The high level warnings you cannot publish unless you address that. So at this point, I have to stop the draft of the service. I have to say no. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to try to save this. And yesterday, we were not able to continue. We got the same message. So I'm going to see if that happens today. So now I'm going to go back and try to share again. That's so funny. Yesterday, it didn't remember this at all. Okay, capabilities, feature access, item description. And because I put that here, any, and okay, sharing. I'm going to go here and there, try analyze again. And so I'm still getting this error message. Okay, so the workaround here is, for some reason, the service thinks that there is still a base map being drawn. So the fix for that is to open up a new MXD that has no pre-registered code. I love when I can't speak tech. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if I can grab these. No, I can't. I wonder if I can just grab that. Let's try this. Nope, but I can do that. Okay, so now I've got those in there. I'm not going to save that. I'm going to and zoom out a little bit more so I can get the hospital. Okay, so now I'm back in business. I'm going to try to share this time, share as a service. Remembered that. Capabilities, features, okay. Item description. Okay. Sharing. Seriously. Okay. Okay, so here's the skinny on that. If you have a high error and you start over, you need to change the name of the service, because even though the process hasn't been completed, ArcGIS Online records those service attempts. And so the first one had a high error, and the second one also will have a high error, unless you go into ArcGIS Online and delete those attempts. So the easy fix from that is remove the base map, go back and share as. So now I'm going to call this, and I'm going to call it test 3 because I did a test 2 offline. Capabilities are good, that's good. Item description. Okay, sharing. Analyze. And now I do not have the high level error. And so then I can go to publish. And I'm going to make sure I remember that's called Songer_test3. So the reason to create a service is that I can send somebody the name of this REST service, and they can pull up their ArcGIS Online account and access the data layers that I've created or the data layers that I'm hosting. When we worked on the 151 thematic and reference maps, that was the data that you accessed at that point. So now I'm going to log in to my not organizational account in ArcGIS Online. So I have logged into my Geography 141 ArcGIS Online account. So this is the same account that students would have. So let's say somebody sends me that REST service name. So I want to create a new map. Ugh, I hate this boring stuff for demos. Okay. So here we are. And when I search for layers, I don't want to search in my content. I want to search in ArcGIS Online. So the service that I set up is hosted on the cloud, and anybody who has that service name can find that data. So here it is. I can click that and add that to my map. And the base map, it's given a base map, but I can choose any base map that I want. And what's really nice now is that I wonder if, oh yes, I'm going to go back here. So now whoever has this can go in, they can look at the attribute tables for those schools, they can change the way that the maps look. So now they are categorized by name, which is a dumb way to make a map. So anyway, so that's the benefit of a service. Only able to share that service with your organizational account, but anybody, as long as you have made it public, can view that service. So now I've signed back in. I signed out of my public account and I've signed into my organizational account. And you can see that here is the service that I created today. Here is one that I created yesterday. Here's another one that I created yesterday. Here is all of the attempts that I created yesterday, so I can clean those up and delete them. They'll be completely gone. I'm going to go ahead and complete this or delete this one as well. And you can see in the test buildings, I had several attempts trying to practice working on that. So there's a lot of documentation. I've only been doing this, probably the last 6 months, so I haven't figured it all out, as you can see from the demo.